Welcome to Mad Coder. I'm starting my new series here on Angular. It's a framework, a web framework, but it's a lot more than that, really, than a framework for the web. When we'll see that. So basically, let's start looking at Angular, where it came from. So the first version, which was Angular 1, which now it's called AngularJS, it's kind of on its way out. So as you see right here, it's in long-term support mode. So basically it's just being patched, not really fully developed anymore. A lot of places, a lot of companies still use this AngularJS, and it's still a great tool, and it was a great thing to use. I don't know about performance wise and things like that. They really helped try to speed it up, and there's a lot of good improvements with over the versions over the years. But it was good for what it was, and that's all it was. It had a lot of great tool sets and other things to it, and it had jQuery built into it. It used jQuery a little bit, so do some DOM restructuring and things like that. Use jQuery. So there was it was a great tool. I like it. Like I said, you see right now it's on long-term support. So if we go in there and look at it, you see that 1.2 is only security patches. It had IE8 support, so if you're still using IE8 in your company, what's wrong with you? Actually, if you're using any Internet Explorer with a numbering version, what's wrong with you? I know one company I do work for that still uses version 11, and we need to support it. And I ask them every day, why do we need to still support version 11? It's insane. I mean, IE Edge 2 is going away, and we're going to a Chrome-based IE. Is going to be the Edge Explorer, and all those Microsoft Explorers are going to be going to a Chrome-based engine, so it's going to be Chrome. I don't know. That's kind of crazy, but anyways, and you see 1.7 has still got long-term support. So that's all. You're fixing bugs and all that stuff. So it's there. You can use it. Look at it. I loved it for when it was, when I first started with Angular, which this is the only version that was there, and it's great. It was a great tool. It helped out a lot, and I enjoyed using it. But now let's go on to what version we're going to deal with, and what we're going to be dealing with in this actual web series. So this is Angular, and I am not on the main page, so let's go to the main page. So really, it's a desktop app framework. It's a mobile for native apps in mobile, and then a web browser app. So you can use all that code in the same platforms as the framework, and it works just as well, which becomes very useful, I think. Cross-platform is the buzzword of the last few years, and this is one of those things, kind of a cross-platform framework. So it's very useful. So basically, what this versions are is 2+. And there's funny things with the versions with Angular 2. So if we go in the documentation, because this is the website to go to, angular.io, you can get all the information you need, and I really suggest you get an Angular that you do read. Go through documentation, do these tutorials, and look through fundamentals. Go through that documentation, understand what you're working with. You know, you can be a coder, right? You can be a JavaScript coder, a web coder, a C# coder, .NET, ASP.NET, Java, whatever, Perl. I don't know if we use Perl too much anymore. Ruby on Rails, all those kind of coders. But, you know, you guys know what you do in those languages. And there's certain ways to do things, right? Or what you think is the right way to do things. If you're going to come to Angular, you got to learn how they do it. Take the time to learn. Don't do it the way you're supposed to do, like document dot location change stuff. There's ways to do it in Angular, and you should be doing that so it works across and everything's done right. Because leverage the framework you're using. If you're gonna do it the old school way of JavaScript, like document dot whatever and all those things, then why using a framework if you're gonna do that? It doesn't make sense to me. So embrace the framework, and so I suggest going to the website and learning from the documentation. So what you see here, we have all the different APIs and documentation on that. And then we have the CLI, which is very useful. Angular CLI, I love it. It's a great tool. It does a lot of great stuff for you. So you don't have to do a lot of manual work. So that's that. So you see the versions. We have version 2, which was the first Angular. And the difference between AngularJS and why they call AngularJS JS, that's JavaScript based. Now this is on mostly, because there's other kind of versions out there that I know of. This is based on TypeScript. And TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript that kind of gives it a type to JavaScript, because if you understand what JavaScript is or not, I hope you do. It's a very dynamic language, and you can have a string equal a number, set a number to a string, and it all works, and it doesn't care. It'll cause you weird errors. TypeScript tries to help that, and it's I think it's useful, and gives you kind of a better flow to JavaScript than JavaScript itself. The older JavaScript. The newer is getting better, and keep improving it. Probably because of TypeScript helping to make people want to be doing that. But that's neither here or there. We'll discuss that some other time. So you see there's version 2, which is based on TypeScript. And then they skip 3. And the reason they skip 3, I cannot remember off the top of my head. I'll bring it up later when I find out and remember why we skipped 3. There was a reason, and maybe you put in the comments below, so say why we skipped 3. That'd be a good way to start comments going on this video. Then we have 4, 5, 6, and now we're on 7. So we'll be working with 7 because that's the newest thing. I don't want to go back in versions. When you're starting something new, why not start with the newest thing? Work with that, and then see what kind of security flaws are part of that, and see the release notes on 7. All that. So 7 is what we need to use and what we're going to be using. So we have the documents there. So we got grid tutorials. Basically our hero tutorial, the tour of heroes. That's a great place to start. And I might just do the video on this so we can go through it together, and then we'll make our own app from our own beginnings. I think it's just fun to do that. We got features, what it is. So like I said before, it's a web app framework, but it's also a native app for mobile devices, and then desktop. You can use for desktop, which is really nice. The Electron, I think, is used for that. Code generation, all the speed performance. Angular CLI, which I told you is very useful, and the IDEs are supporting it very well. Visual Studio, and we'll be using Visual Studio Code in this. It's a cross-platform IDE by Microsoft. Love it. I really do. Very customizable, and I don't know. It's my favorite IDE at this point in time in life. Testing is very useful. A lot of good testing, especially with Angular CLI helping out. Animations. It does some cool animations. You can do a lot of cool, kind of weird things. And then accessibility, a very important part of the web, and anything else. Accessibility, that means color blindness. That means being able to use the keyboard, not a mouse. Navigating with the keyboard. And then screen readers, being able to read your screens in a correct and informational way for a blind person or non-sighted person. So there's a lot of reasons why to do it, and this helps that. Framework helps that. And on top of that, I would use Angular Material, which we can discuss later on in another web series, to help bring in built components to have the accessibility already built in, which helps you develop things a lot faster. Alright, so that's in the features, the documentation I was showing you. We also have more resources you can go through here. Like I said, Visual Studio Code is really the one I love. All the tooling. We got Angular Playground. Oh, there's so much information. It's beautiful. I love it. we've got events going on for Angular. So we're in Atlanta and there's India. I can't fly to India, and I probably won't be able to be in Atlanta. That's past now, so lots of cool things going on about Angular. Let's see, nothing else going on this year. This is old. And then they got a little blog. Version 8 already. I can't believe. Already on 8. It keeps going and going and going. So, lots of good stuff. Angular Ivy. And you see, for version 8, we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. Web workers, bundling, and so much more fun stuff. But I'll make another one of version 8 when it comes out. So, what's going to happen now on my next video? Well, I hope you guys come back. You know, put in the comments below if you like Angular or not, or you hate it, or if you like Vue or React. I want to know which one you guys think is the best. So the next video we'll start with set up an app, and we'll use Visual Code, Studio Code, and go through that and start working our way through it. So I'm going to use the tutorial, the Tutorial Heroes. We'll do that first and kind of go together, and you guys ask questions, and then we'll do an actual real website with I don't know, everybody always creates for recipes or a cart for selling things. So I'm thinking about making a customer service app, some kind of a real world app. So anyways, I hope you guys come back, and I will catch you later.